How is everybody? Just came from the doctor. Oh, fuck. I don't know what it is. It's a rib or a tendon that I pulled painting or writing them. You know, when I stand up and I give all my muscles that energy, it won't happen. But the minute I relax it, it just seems to jab me inside. Now they want me to take Synthroid. So I said to the pharmacist, I says, what vegetables do I have to eat to get this? She says, no vegetables, but don't worry, it's natural. Go natural what? I go, what vegetables do I have to eat this? If it's natural, it comes from the earth. Does it come from shit? I'll eat shit. Don't you see animals picking up at their mouth, eating shit, their baby shit, their placenta and everything? It came out of them, they put it back in. Recycling, my friends. Have you ever noticed? I mean, there was one guy, he's fantastic, he's on Facebook, he's all over, he brought out the American money and he brought out everything. And when I watch, I see some of the things that certain people do that I would do different or question myself, but I'm not against anything. So the only thing I saw is my cats come to the bathroom. I'm a man, a woman sits down, a he-man stands up, but they both sit down when they're sitting on their ass. So we have to understand why the cats come to the bathroom. They bury their shit. They hide their smell. But the dog wants to leave the scent everywhere. Doesn't that tell you something about our system? Whoever's running this system is a cat, hiding her smell all the time. Now you have to understand this world. It's been duplicated. Everything in it is more than once. If you see 50, you're going to see 2 50s and 3 50s. Why? It's very simple. You're going to look at your 150 and hope you had more. So now you got at least more than one. Now you have 2. One is always alone, but it's always first to have a friend. Everybody wants to be with one. But when many people show up to one, then it's all about one, and one doesn't want it to be all about him. The only time you want it to be about one and a black hole, look, you don't see anything down there, but there's a lot of organs going on. I got the guitar group out there humming and playing. I was watching a little bit more about Bugs Bunny and the Marvin the Martians and what they wore. I can't write it all down. I get so frustrated. Just like I started to go to on the telephone, and I said to myself, what letter is it, the number 5? And I said, JKL. I says, wow, JKL is 10, 11, 12 on roulette. JK is black. 10 and 11 make 21, but L is red. She's 12. She's having her period. So if I went to numbers 4, 5, and 6, or numbers 2, 5, and 8, which are center, I get ABC. Then I would get JKL. I'm going down, but I'm getting 3 numbers this way. 1 cross, 2 cross, 3 crosses. The in-between of each number. So how are we going to play? We can now take these letters and go to the Monopoly game. Bring it onto the roulette table and see what we can come from if we knew where we were going. It's very simple. At the beginning, everybody just wants to go there. Where's there? The point of arrival, the point of thought. They all want to get to the end of their point of thought, all the way down there. Do you know who does this all the time? Howie Mandel. And now I understand why he does it now. I didn't before, but now I do. I feel the pulsating because my hands have to force a little bit of apart. This is a weird position for your hands, don't forget. This is a walk like an Egyptian. This is not an easy position for anybody. Maybe I need to get in a little bit better shape, but it doesn't matter. Look at what's left between your hands. You see that? That's your big dick, whatever you squeeze between it. You can't close it off. Whoop, there you go. We got the one side it's closed off, got the other side is closed off, but when they're fighting in the middle, there's that one fine line that's open. One goes up, one goes down. Could be highways. So now I can take the telephone, the letters on the telephone, then look where they are on the keyboard, see which number level they are, then go to the same level in the divided up roulette wheel of 36 numbers, forget about the 0 for now, because we're going to always put 2 zeros on the wheel. We're going to split the board up. In fact, you know what? By the time I'm finished with it, I'm going to have 9 zeros. Do you know why? Because in the old telephone, you stuck your finger in the little 0 hole, and you went, if it was number 8, you went 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So the same road that went up is the same road that's going down. But as you pull it up this way to this side, whatever was on this side is now being pulled down by the same energy. Instead of having a void energy where it goes down and it goes up in a void, when you pull something down, you're pulling something else up. Even though it takes a little bit of extra energy, at least you're doing 2 jobs at once. The same space. Space seems to be very important. They did have space invaders. Another thing you can look at, little things, is this. I mean, it looks simple, but if you're looking at the Mayan Sanskrit, and you saw this, it belongs in the top left-hand corner, right here. If you see this one that goes here, that would be, this one. I put it over here. Then I look at this one, that's this one here. Then you go to the center of the candle, the bottom, just above the center, has it on the side, nothing on the bottom, goes over here, 3, 6, 9. Isn't it funny the way 3, 6, 9, I mean 3, 6, 9, but these 3 take up more space than these 3, okay? Because what happens, okay, the houses get split. It should all stop over here. But once it stops there, all you need to do, take this candle, turn these 2 out, it comes like this. This is longer between here and here. This is circular around the same area. The center of the equator, or if you want to talk about the largest point that splits Earth, is the largest between here and here. Do you follow me? The equator, if you stretch it all the way around the Earth, it's far more than the distance of just this and this. This is 360 degrees. This is 90, 90. 90, 90, 45 if you're cutting a little piece of the pie, 45, 45. There ain't no 45, 45 in tennis. We never did get to the 45th president, did we? And we're even having trouble before the inauguration that comes in March. Backdating March to the early times when all the presidents came in March 4th if I'm correct. March 4th. Okay, in 1788, I think was a leap year. I don't remember. I think it was a leap year. And when they came in, just like this year, the day of the election, what was it, on the 7th? On the 7th of November? Wow, it's only been a week, 2 weeks. 7th of November from October 4th. 278, 27 plus 7 equals 34. So this happened, okay, 34 plus 278 equals 312. Wow, what a reversal that is. 312th day of the year. Doesn't matter if it's yesterday or today, it's all the same news. You know what I'm saying? When you're talking about thousands of days, and we talk about back one or forward one, you've touched both anyways. 3 times 12 is 36. That's the last part of creation. It came 27 days and 7 days. 1 day before the moon, 1 Rubik's Cube. 27 caboodles. Plus 7, 34 is 7. On November 7th, of the 14th letter of the 11th month, it's 25 and 7 is 32. Around the alphabet, 3 and 2. You don't have to mention 1. We know there's 1 between 3 and 2. 3 to 2 is 1, 2 to 3 is 1, 3, 1, 2. Barack Obama. The letters, the monopoly, you can't leave out anything. And the bathroom? It's all down the pipes, my friends. Sit down, you've got shit. Okay, that's been packed into a suit When you dump it out in the toilet, it all comes out clean. Because when it gets down to the area where they pick it up, they see what you've been eating and shitting inside your shit. And they take a roundabout figure, because don't forget, it's not all in one pipe, is it? Not to begin with, at least. Like they don't have the copper element inside the toilet pulling the toilets down. What do you think the toilet does that for? What do you think, that's normal? That's not normal. That's the way it was set up to be. It does it because we're on this angle. Another thing that's funny is I like to do this design. I'm just going to do this one design, and then we're going to stop. It's a great design, and I'm going to put 2 letters with it. Let me see if I can get this done. So this is just a simple effect. This is me making the letter R. You see R has a home plate with a D point. You have to remember, if you're going to be designing letters, okay, you see where the cross goes in? It already says, this cross says, make me bigger. This is an R, and this is this letter over here. Sigma. They're both the 18th letter. I can draw you a few more pictures where it's going to start to look like the wolf. Everything is about the wolf, okay? The red wolf, let an R, R-E-I-N. The minute you see that, that's the queen. The minute you see that, that's Einstein. The minute you see that, okay, it means everything, because everything has been made to see or seem like something. This card over here, he's got his chip inside his head, the sword inside his head. If I put the card like this, okay, the arms, okay, look the way it runs out. His arm all the way up, back up to here. These are plugins. He's plugged in down here, and in your world he's plugged in up here. He's plugged into 2 worlds. God is watching your front. God is watching your back. And everything has a club on it. Why a club? Because if you take a look in the middle of the club, the division turns into flowers. And there's cards of flowers. They're communication flowers. The flower children, why were they like that? Whatever you do, I haven't been doing enough. I never touched this yet. But I bought it because I like the polar bear or the elephant that's in here. They don't show you the whole design, but all you need is the outline. Once you got the outline, all you need is a small imagination to fill the rest in. It's to make the outline and get everything down on the outline. You don't have to be first, and you're never going to be last, because everybody and somebody should always notice who hasn't spoken yet, because everybody has to speak. It's not the smart words that you say, it's the stupid words, because it's only the stupid words that become famous. One thing I wanted to show you is I always have a difficulty with this design. If you notice, it's pinched on in at 22.5 degrees. Okay, but the way it is, it shows a 3-dimensional, 2 different corners and a front of a pyramid. If you really want to look at it, his feet are upside down. Where his eye is, it's actually his head looking back at you. He's all bent over. But when he unfolds, he becomes a beautiful diamond. You see that mask? That's the Mayan mask. It all comes out from letters and numbers that you draw together. You put one number on top of the other one. You put 2 pairs of glasses on. You put 3 pairs of glasses on. Hey man, I was wearing 2 pairs of glasses today, but somebody threw a pair of glasses in the garbage. I had to cut open the bag to get it. Could take in the bag. Wow, it was a nice bag too. But anyways, I'm not such a garbage picker, so I got some coat. It could have been a bat coat or something, and I got that, and that's going to stay in my car just in case, I get stuck somewhere. I definitely have to clean my car. This is my book, you know. Oh, my car's a mess. I mean, when I walk in there, like I'm not quite sure where I've actually arrived. When I sit in my seat, and I got a crumb from a bagel from last week that's sticking up my rear end, it ain't too good. You ever see the bagel, how hard it gets once it dries out? When you eat bagels, you better drink, my friends. You must drink something that's going to tear apart that bagel. I don't know. I was sentenced to life today by my doctor. For the first time, he said to me, "I'm your doctor." I'm like, "But doc, I want to come check it on my computer," I told him. He says, "You want to check it on your computer?" He says, "I'm not giving you the prescription." He says, "You're here now." He says, "When are you going to come back again?" He says, "Take this stuff." And I said to myself, at my age, what do I really care? What do they, listen, if they really knew whoever I was from putting out these videos, if they wanted to change me by zapping me, it's too late. It's too late. I know already. Once you know, they can zap you all they want. And you know what's going to happen? You're going to get their information. What they're going to zap you with, you're going to know now. Hey, look what they zap you with. Now you have your constant thought, plus the thought of whoever, oh, I could have had a V8. So you mix the two thoughts now. Take advantage of the system. Open it up to them. Keep it closed in certain corners. I don't like the corners and I don't like the doorwells. Why? Because of all those nails that were banged above and below. Because of the cement that reconnects the doorwell to below. Have you ever looked what it looks like to go from one door to the next door? I'm going to show you my doorwell. And then I'm going to show you my cement, and then the doorwell of the lady below me, okay, and then the doorwell of the one who goes. So this is what happens. This is what happens. I live here. If she does something, it'll vibrate against her ceiling, hitting the cement floor, which is directly under my feet, in which I will resonate inside my own thoughts of personal mind. Whatever I do will resonate into his floor. But whoever's living above me must be in heaven. Because all I'm trying to put out is good resonation, not any kind of resignation. There's no other resignation in your whole life of the resignation of the resonation. The resonation between your own nation inside of who, not how, or what, all judgment, WH, 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 one spirit creation, one spirit creation, one spirit creation. Why? Because you're asking, how come? I want to know. So it's one spirit creation. One spirit creates, God comes and creates the one spirit again. How do you create yourself again from 13? 97. 9 times 7 is 63. 6 and 3 is 9. 1 and 3 is 4. 3 times 1 is 3 is 7. You have 7, 9 again. Now they're both at the bottom. Do you want me to do it again? 1 plus 3 is 4. 1 times 3 is 3. Total is 7. The reflection of 1 and 3 is 7 and 9. So I take 7 and 9, and 9 times 7 is 63. And 9 plus 7 is 16. Makes 79. 9 plus 7 is 16. 1 and 6 is 7. Now I have 77. Perfect. The X on your telephone. Just take a look at it. 1973. It's the 1010 world in the simplest form. But it's the 10 red worlds. Remember that 10 and 11 are black. When you put it this way, it becomes 1, 2 black, 3 red, 4 black, 5 red, 6 black. But when you come around to 9 and you go to 10, 10 goes back from the 9th level right back into the 1st level and complete it. There's two ways that well, there's many ways to do it. You can do it with just 4 letters if you want. But what I do is I take the roulette table and I'll go all red, black, the way it is. And then I'll say, okay, wait a second. 1 is red, 3 is red, 1 and 3 is 13. Or 1 plus 3 is 4 black. We have a black. Now, 1 and 3 is red. Excuse me. 1 and 3 are 13. 1 and 3 are both red, but 13 is black. Let me explain why. The one spirit below number 4 Because the minute you get to 6, it's red again. Why? Because 11 and 16, or playing it as 1 and 6 on Monopoly, that's what it gives you. How can I explain this? Well, I don't like what I said. What number? 1, 2, 3, 4. 7 plus 9 equals 16. 7 times 9 is 63. 1 plus 3 equals 4. 1 times 3 equals 3 is 7. This is 13. So when it's off the board and is passed completely, 79 is on boardwalk. Okay, that's where you fall here on boardwalk when you play 7 and 9. 1 spirit of 6 is oriental, which is exactly that. Boardwalk is 1 away from go. The 16th property over here is the egg. This is the birth, this is the gates, this is the egg. And the totality of the whole thing going 39 or 79, because it's 40, and then 39 around the board again. 13 is black and roulette. 13th letter is M. 1 and 3 are both red. Why do I have this black? Because 13, okay, all the way until 19 is on the first side of the board. 2 reds fell into a red area. It becomes black. 1 and 3, because they become 1. When they become 1, they become black. 4, 1 plus 3 is 4, 4 is 4. Same thing, 13. I went up 10 from here. I can go up 10 from here and have it number 14. But now I've jumped a level. One was a multiple level, one was an added level. When you add a level, you multiply in the house, you add above the house. Then there's commas, brackets. And what's funny about brackets is because if I wanted to really just do anything, I made the Gimel letter with a bracket, half moon or quarter moon here and another one here, and I basically have a Gimel looking out that way. The soccer ball, how she holds on to everything. It's almost like we're in some kind of entrapment being held up. Anyways, did I show you this? So this is the floor. So whatever she does, I'll feel. Whatever I do, he's going to feel. And then the dome that's over all of us. We're in a trillion different kinds of domes, all siphoning out different information. Because if your voice can make the tone, and you can make the vibration, it is all in one. You are all coded from the minute it comes out of you, first of all. It's your own PIN code. And then after that, every other code is for everything you say. And everybody's got the same codes. Some people know. They don't understand. Because, look, how are you watching me? How are you watching me? It's all coded, man. It's all beep, beep, and beep, beep, and an LED, and a 1, 2, 3, R2, D2, and it's because it's all robotic. You see me moving so perfectly in the screen. You can see it in the screen, but you can't make it. Since when is there in this world something that has been seen in the silver screen? Just about everything has made it, even up to the jokes. Star Wars has made it. They put up thousands of satellites. What, that's not a star? The raw side of one is the war side of the other. War side, Warsaw. Is Canada actually the egg? Canada is like taking a globe and turning it on the top and going, there's Canada! Can't move Canada! Can't go and dig under Canada, because we're going to get in trouble. Because you know what happens if they go and dig under Canada? They come to this area over here, okay? And you have to dig all the way through this, and all you're going to get is to the other side. There is no other side. Once you go up to the North Pole, if you go down, let's say, I don't know, a mile, and you drill that way, and then you drill back up, you're just going to be on the other side. You're not going to be anywhere. You're going to drill right off the world. There is nothing. Whatever it is, it is. Oh yes, picked up this. Do you know what this is going to... Look at that, I even got a penny with it. Whoa! Bargain hunter, find it in the garbage, delivered with a penny. Penny for your thoughts. Maybe it can be a hat, because I'm bald and it's cold outside. Would that work? See, look, it doesn't want to stay on my head. So look, I put my head a little bit on an angle, and now I'm able to balance. Just like when they carry things on their shoulders and on their angles. We don't do good too straight. So we drink, we smoke, we get wasted, right? Because we don't do good too straight. So the minute I tilt my head a little on one side, I can feel the tension just enough. And this is what it takes to think. You feel the tension just enough. Always tilt a little to one side. You want to take the center of something? You want to take the center of something to begin with? Always tilt a little to one side, the side of receiving the information. Then tilt to another side, the side of taking out and building what you could from the information. And at the end, only tell everybody what you saw. But don't ever tell anybody what it is, unless you're going to say, this is what it is for me. I was hoping everybody would wish just what I wanted, but then 1,000 people would say the same thing. If we could only know the information of the difference. You want to know about nothing? There's nothing in here, right? And when there was, the nothing that was there is space to hold a whole lot. So what nothing is what nothing. What can nothing do for you? The flat bottom helps me hold my cup up, and it doesn't go over because the nothing that was not in the cup before, that was empty, is now holding all my water in it that's in the side of the cup. So the sides that were standing in sides between nothing at all, hey man, what's going on? Not too much. We're still standing. Yeah, but there's nothing between us. When the water comes between the two walls or the rivers, the electricity is generated from the two sides of nothing, only because of the flow of water. Generators work off of this. This is the future. It's all about going somewhere, but going nowhere. But as long as you're going somewhere, you're going to be taking somebody else the opposite way. If this was a chain and I pulled on this chain this way down, okay, eventually the cord will run out. But if I had two of them, one on this side, one on this side, okay, while I pulled up on one side, like this, the other side would be going up. Two jobs at once. The way we work in the slanted is we're like this, and this is the angle. Number 1 has a slide all the way down to number 6. Number 3 has a slide all the way down to number 4. Number 2 and 5, field goal. 2 and 5, field goal. Well, what the fuck for? Well, 2 down to 5 is 3. She got down there, she went through the pipes. Field goal. Well, what are you talking about? I was down by 4. We were down by 4. Well, now, guess what? She just got 3. You're down by 7. You need 7 more. Well, I'm in Beta's house, and I count for her. Since 2 went into hole number 5, we'll count that for 7, and we'll even you up with the score, 0-0. Only 0 works. Because if it's not 0 or 1, then it's a mix-up. Why 0 or 1? Because 0 is the same, and 1 says, that's my spirit. When you put your heart inside of it, what does it mean to put your heart inside of it? It means to know the people around you, the world around you. Now, right now, we're working in a tactic that is very good for us, but it's also harmful at the same time because we don't have enough time for what we need to do. There's a lot of oppression. We have to come. We have to be one, many, and we have to have a plateau. We have to know what the point is, because we as one, if he of who, is she as he, as he is I, as he is you. All I said is he, she. He, she, oh my God, she shells by the seashore. What am I trying to say? But I was going to say something. You see this in the Hebrew, right? One of these is the letter Tav. And when you put two of them together, it's Tav, Tav. So the question is, Tav, Tav, does that mean half, half? Am I splitting it this way? Or do I put a pillar bearing in between over here? And it turns. And I put a pillar bearing here and it turns, and one over here. Just like the feed. Cyclone, to carry up the feed. Carry up the feed. Do you understand it? We bring augers to the chicken houses and pig houses and cattle and etc. to bring up the feed, the muli, the food. But if you think about it, the matrix, the way she's lined, the only way through her, okay, is to go over her, but she's too dense. You can't go over her, and you can't break her lines. Because the minute one bubble busts her lines, another one pops up. And it's just as strong as before. Because they're all waiting in line to become part of the matrix family. The only way is an auger system. To screw up the feed. An auger system that screws up the feed. Somehow it can be done as this. Either A, the people of this centurum, okay, in here, this world, the elite, the centurum, okay, Santoro, Toro. So what they do is by sending up an energy around the matrix and not interfering with it, it's screwing up the feed that we're getting, the pulse. That's why they can disinformation, because they can vibrate off of the matrix strands. That's a big thing of what these chemtrails were all about to begin with. That was at the beginning. First they wanted to get the plane in the air. That was the start. So what's happening, I believe now, is everything's all screwed up. Do you understand? We're going to screw it, screw her, screw this, screw that, but it's actually an auger, a feeder system for feeding the information. A feeding system that goes into all the lakes in Europe and in America, where they're actually feeding you new minnows, nicer fish. Are they fish? We have to remember the disciples. There were 3 or 4 fishermen, and I've heard many fishermen stories. I'm still with Judas. I don't know why, but I like the way he put his fingers on the table. Everybody had their ear like this, or their head like this in the Da Vinci Code. Not Judas. He was the only one. Actually, there was another one. Okay, but he was the one more profound, standing at the edge of the tables, showing his fingers like this. Sharks. Shark teeth. Anyways, yeah, another thing about this is the presidential election on November was 7th. I'm going to go with, instead of, because if I went with the 6th, it would just say 3/11, and you don't want that, because 3/11 is like 9/11. Do you know why? Because once you have the 11, you already know spirit, angel, and man. 1, 2, 3. So already you know 3 groups. So right away you're going to go 3. 3 times 3 is 9. You get 9/11. So if it was on the 6th, it says 9/11. Now what happens now, okay, is it's 14 days after the elections right now, 326 days, 326, 60, 78. 78 is the exact number of my birthday. This one is 78 again. So that is in 14 days, 13 days. So right now it's 3:25. Wow, today's the day of the egg. Tomorrow is Wednesday, and tonight at midnight is the leap. So there's an open sky starting tonight in Numbers. What I still want to do is I still want to finish off this. This is Mark Rodin's, isn't it? Same thing. There's got to be a place where does it always go down? Because if it always goes down, maybe there's a chain that goes up the other way. I got to figure that out. There's too many things to figure out. I think I'm going to go back to my old style. And then there's words. You want to play with a word? Box. So put a B down there. Socks. Put an S down there. What's the letter value of box? 2, 15, 17, and 14, 41. Wow. 41 for box, 24 for X. That's a total of 65. Spirit, angel, and man. X-box. We are definitely connected somewhere. Now, however the light comes in, if they're going to interfere with an energy on our head, I don't care what kind of light you have coming in, your body will accept the others. Well, the light will tell your body what to accept. It's your final thought. You have to see through the difference. Because if one has to come in, the other one has to come in. But the light, this is the way I see it, the light comes in as black coal. What is that? It's where, as long as you can breathe, you create the light. Every breath you take goes into a generator inside of you, and it creates that light. That's why nobody can get our light. Because unless you're doing it, your body stamped the original after the original. Let me tell you one thing. You take a pen and you put it down here, I made a mark. When I lift it up, I have made another mark. If I come around to the same spot as I started, it'll be darker, the spot, unless I'm really good to go out fat, and as I come in a little thinner. But then I'll see 2 marks again, because the thin will be different from the fat. So I'd have to match it exactly to the continuation of the line. You like my chakras over there? Roulette, chakras, a pig, whatever you want. You want to play with the telephone, you want to play with the and I haven't done all of these. I'm still excited because I jump onto a bunch of different things just so I can have it out there in case somebody wants to ask me. As long as there's people asking me things, I'm never going to forget because everybody's going to remind me. This is something for everybody, what I do. You don't want to get involved, fine. You think I'm stupid, fine. I understand all these things, but I still have to come out and say, this is for everybody, and it's little tiny groups that you have to sort of do at a time, not too many big ones. And then you bring it together. Imagine there's 6 groups of 4 people, or 5 people, and that's 30 people, and everybody, we pick an idea for the day, okay, this is what we're going to do. We all work on the same thing. We bring it together. We go back again. We bring it together until all our eyes see the same thing. Once your eyes see the same thing, up and down and up and down and up and down. Again, the wolf. I want to know more about the wolf. I need to know about the English fox hunt where she wears red and black. They wear these half moons or half eggs for hats. And they run after this little orange thing with a big long nose, probably a Jew. You know that? The wolf is probably, no, it's not it's a fox. An rein. You know why a rein? A rein means queen. The English are chasing the queen. So is the queen English also, or she's not English? That's what I want to know. Is England the same thing as Great Britain? Because whoever goes for the fox hunt is chasing the queen. Queen is an orange, a mixture of yellow and red. Don't you know your colors? Well, why would I pick those colors? Well, I don't know. We have the Queen's Plate, we have the Kentucky Derby, we have hockey teams, we have colors that we learn as kids, what color the sun is, what color it should be, what color it might be, how many suns are in the sky. Oh, we didn't talk about that back then? Okay, when the 3rd moon came out, the kid goes, you mean in the 3rd month? I go, no, fuck. 3 weeks ago, there were 2 moons in the sky. No one saw it. Holy fuck, I must be nuts. Oh, what grade am I in? Oh, they didn't make a grade for me. After me, there was no grading. They had to knock down all the grading stations. Grades. Grades in school. A, B, C, D, E, F minus. How can I be an F minus? I'm a 6 man from a 9 birth and a 3 creation of 2 sides, making me 15 the egg of who I was born to be, number 11, spirit angel of man. I'm 26. And my reflection is 26. That's 6226, or 6 a.m. to 10 p.m. 6 to 6 is 12. To 10 is 16. 16 matrix hours. Wow, I didn't even know that. Wow, wow, wow. 6 F minus. 6 minus a soul. 6 minus. What was I trying to calculate here? 26, 6, 2, 2, 6, 6 a.m. to 2200 hours is 16 hours matrix. Metric time. So if you do happen, and I know I make a lot of long videos, you do happen to sit in on any of my other videos and you hear what I'm talking about, matrix time, take it down in notes so you can learn it along with me and find something. Because don't forget, there's a lot of other things. I'm just going to, hold on a second, I'm just going to draw 2 of them. Hold on, there's one more. There's a lot of these. They're from 1 to 100. You can do anything you want. What is this one going to be? 60, 90, 40. In 60 seconds, you go all the way around. At 100 pennies, you go all the way around. At 90 degrees, you go up or down. But you step on that line twice in the center. At 40, you go around Monopoly. They're all 360 degrees. The metric time is 16 hours. There's 6 hours missing. Where would the 6 hours be? It can either be completely over here, over here, over here, and over here. 2 hours, 2 hours, 2 hours. Or 2 hours, 2 hours, 2 hours. Somehow when you fly somewhere, don't forget, one of the biggest things not only is to bring all the time together, okay, but you can't, I mean, everybody has the sunlight in the morning and this, and when I just think you can put that sun on 24 hours a day. And these time differences, when the time is speeding up and slowing down, okay, no one can notice it. You can't notice it. Why? Because there's 60 seconds in a minute. But it should be 90. But it's not. 90 times 60 equals 5,400, and that's Rubik's Cube. 64 minutes in an hour. 6 and 4 is a cross. 4 by 6 is the 24-hour day. 4 and 6 is the 10-man. Total is 34. 34 equals 7. You have 7 and 10. Stand in blackjack. And I can keep going on. You just have to keep connecting the alphabets. Alphabets. You have to keep connecting the alphabets, looking the similarities in the letters. You have to divide up the alphabets. First and third, third and fifth. First and third, God made creation. Third and fifth, or second and fifth, then He made the world. Third and fifth, then He made us. Center C. Center C. Another thing, merry melodies, if you take a look at it, there's so many clues to so many things. But don't forget, this is so intricate. It's right down to your genes, my friend. Not the genes of DNA, but the genes you wear. Just how they're sewn together is telling you all about. You put one in between the other so you can put the other to see the color, but it's also to strengthen. So when we're running down these highways, or these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, and up and down and up and down, it's not just for highways, but maybe that's a sewing machine. How it knits together the gene material. This one goes up, this one goes down. This one goes this way. While this one's going this way, this one goes this way. While this one's going this way, this one's going this way. And then they pull the ends and they bring it down. You can move this way and this way, this way and this way. These are the ways. Up or down, east or west, on this angle. So if they were under the earth, every time they pull one down, they would be pulling one up. They both have they each run on their own. The minute this one goes up, somebody's got to be on the way down. This is a precision run. When they say, get to the elevator at 4:05, or you're going to have to wait 10 more minutes, and there's other people behind you to come out of the coal mines. The two mines, you ever see them? Hey, we're drilling down, we're drilling down. We're drilling down. Oh. The earth fell in. But don't worry. You want to see why the earth fell in? You want to see why the earth fell in? Because there was somebody on the other side that caved it in from underneath the ground. They did it purposely. How often do they go dig in the same area? I want to know something. Every time there's something that happens, how often do they dig out the men? Do they dig them all out? I want to know what happens. Coal mining. Miners. Coal shaft. The shaft. Oh no, there's too many coincidences here. Anyways, 45 minutes is enough. Yeah, the bathroom. You really got to check out the bathroom. Okay. And I wish I can draw up everything. I'm alone. I have some stuff I can give out that's very easy to do. So easy to do, but this is like a tree, man. Have you ever looked at your lungs? Close all the lights in the house. Okay? Have one shimmering black light near the wall. Take a look on the computer, what your lungs look like. Try and make it dark, because it looks like those are roots of the tree stuck in your lungs. And the tree's up there. So every time you see a cloud, it's holding you up, putting you down. This is the light, my friends. The reason for the nose to have this, because the bone takes it right here, where they get that red spot right over here, because it splits. It comes right here in your nose, and it runs right into your cartilage, right up here. You breathe it in. The minute you suck it in through your mouth, you've pulled it close to your nose. Easy enough for the light to go, ah, I'm close enough. Get sucked on in. Your ears. Although you're getting the bad vibrations, don't forget, there's one of God everywhere. If God exists, He's one everywhere. He's always behind somebody, which means He's in front of somebody else. So when you're with the good nature who invites the God of protection, which is basically your own intuition, but learned off the machine, a jihad, the grand computer. We have a grand opera, we have a double twin guitar, we have multiple keyboards, but what about the computer? Hey man, Matrix. You know what Matrix does? She's like a big swimming pool. And they dive on in. He goes, I got the information. And you dive on into all the balls. You know McDonald's and Burger King have all those balls. You jump into all the balls and you start to go, whoa, I found the number. This is the number I want to go. And you speed all the way out to that guy and say, hey man, look behind you. Someone's following you. Oh, that was my intuition. This computer is almost what I keep seeing on this earth. Underneath these lakes and these dams where they have stopped the water from the two sides of speaking, now they speak with a cracked voice because their lubricant is gone. The water, the lubricant. Underneath, there's some kind of element living like a computer, because in us it's all water. And that way God can't break the computer, lose the computer, or get any viruses. Because you know what happens in that world of computers when a virus comes in? Everybody's going, toof, toof, toof. They spit the viruses back out. They can't get down. Nobody will let them in. Because the minute you become a virus, you turn from point A to point B. Now all of a sudden you're a virus, you're done. No one will accept you. And if man becomes all evil, all the good viruses, okay, eventually be knocked out by the rest, and then the layer of man would fall. But right now it's stronger than I've ever thought. I never even thought of it before that it would ever be. A pool, a matrix pool, and all he needs is a crystal ball to keep all those energies. Well, how does he remember everything? Well, go choose a star. Out of the billions of stars in the universe, each one holding a different story of life. When things are going to come down to the last times of all, and heat roasts everybody, well, God says that's okay too. He says, I got it frozen in ice. It doesn't matter what you bring on him. The only time he finds a little bit difficulty is when it's 32 degrees Fahrenheit, because that brings you around the alphabet, but only brings you back to 10% of your brain, or 200. The 200 you get from go, the 200 you lose landing on 10%. That means you have to have at least $2,000, which is $500 more than you started with. Take away 200, you now have 1,800 high, but you only have 16 more hundred than you would have had before. 2,000 equals 10%, or $200, and that would be minus $200. I was 1,500 was the start. Now I'm plus 300 to 0. So you made 300 and you gave away 200 to the government. You have $2,000. You pay your $200, 10%. But it was $500 and you gave away 40% of your profit. You understand? You gave the government 200, you get 300. So that's 60%. You gave away about 40%, the way I see it. There's so many things. You want to talk about letters? Okay. A, J, S, A. Jazza. That's only the numbers in roulette number 1. But when you want to climb, and you need to climb the staircase, you go 1, when you want to climb the stairs, you go 110, or you go 111, or you go 112, or you go 113. Now you choose 111 because it's the center of roulette, and it's, how can I explain this? 10 plus 1 is 11. 1 and 1 is 2. 11 plus 1 is 12. 1 and 2 is 3. 1 plus 13. Excuse me. 1 plus, 1 plus 10. 2 plus 10. 3 plus 10. 4 plus 10. 5 plus 10. And that's it. You don't have to go anywhere. Because after that, if you're in Monopoly, you go 5 minus 10, 4 minus 10, 3 minus 10. And what that does is it brings you up. Hold on a second. It's the pool ball mechanism. You see in pool, 1 plus 10 is 11. In pool, you'd be starting at 9. We don't even make it to 9 over here. If you were to small balls, you'd make it to 5. So you're missing 6 and 7. And over here, at 11, you're missing 9 and 10. See, I just learned this just now. I mean, it's only because there's a difference. What I'm trying to say, when you add the 10 to all of these, right, this will always go up 1. It was once 1, now it's valued at 2. It was once 2, it's valued at 3. It was once 3, it's valued at 4. It was once 4, it's valued at 5. Once 5, valued at 15. That's all you need in Monopoly. From 1 to 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You do that 4 times, you're around the board, and you have your answer. Now what you have to do, you go back the other way, and then you go up. And then you connect what's the same. Because you got to tear that Monopoly apart. You got to rip the train tracks out, you got to rip the corners out, you got to rip everything apart and put a space between everything and make it twice as large. But I do it on paper, and by the time I get to the end, I'm building something else. Because I saw something else in between there. Oh, shit. Are they listening to me? They knocked out a couple of more of my videos. But you know what? My heart is with you guys, and the only way we can do this is right here online. This is the only way out. This is our twin towers right now. Our twin towers, the tower beside us. This is our communication network. This is us. This is us. This is our way. This is our way out. 52, roasting 5. TV set. Oh no! Reboot! Man, there's too many TV shows on. We can have it like this. 5's all alone, but 25 is 0.25. Why is there a point? Because 5 is in between them. You see there's the 5 this way, east and west, and 5 north and south. If it's a 5 north and south, then every time you get to one of these arms, it's part of the tic-tac-toe. You got to figure out if it's in here, the number, or over here. (7286) in the constellation of Pegasus. I am definitely. Oh no, I'm not going to take it off. I should. Just that spiral. That's what it's all about, my friends. It's all about that. Thank you.